Do you find if you are working at, and I don't know, maybe I should back up. I don't know if you work primarily with one-on-one individual coaching or if you're coming in and doing corporate training, but maybe this may sound devil's advocate and I don't mean it to be, but do you find with structured thinkers, because the thing, and I come from finance, so I can consider myself in that boat too. Is there a rigidity where they don't see DEI initiatives as a creative solution, or is that, I don't want to say a harder sell because I don't mean to frame it up like it's not important. It needs to be just the way we do work. But do you see in the structured spaces that's more difficult to embody that in those departments?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think from a corporate level, what you just said, this is the way we do work, where they think, oh, this is already working. We have DE&I, we have people of color already in
Mhm.
our corporations, and they're looking at it from a percentage standpoint. Yes, you
Oh,
have
sure.
it.
Yeah.
But is it working? And part of we say like DE&I, and it goes beyond just like what you see when you look at someone. It's their background, the personal culture, the way that they think, what they have
Mhm.
like been studying, their career, because all of that contributes to innovation and like creativity
Yes.
and great problem solving in the office space. So 100%. Thank you for being devil's advocate, because yeah, a lot of times like, oh yeah, we're already doing this, but are you really? Um,
Yes, and it's very easy to look at percentages or data, but it really gets put to the test when you're in a room and I think differently or I solve a problem differently. And is that accepted? Or that's the part of inclusion, right? Is
mhm.
different methods of thinking, the way we see problems. And so I don't know how you measure that. I don't know how you measure that.
Yeah, one of the things that we do with companies is like when we go in, whether we work on like three areas where we do performance, balance, and DE&I. And when we go in, we try to determine like what is your goal, so that we can set some like KPIs and benchmarks. So at the end of the program, we can try to measure, as well as continuously long going, because sometimes it takes longer than like 3 months, 6 months to get to it.
Mhm.
But yes, like how do you measure innovation? How do you measure people having a seat at the table? And one specific example where I was doing one-on-one coaching with a person that reported into the C-suite and had a seat at the table. She was definitely one of these alternative thinkers. And because she was being pushed back, she finally just decided to take a step down. And I was like, I love the company, but this is too much on my mental health to have
Ooh.
be constantly being pushed back by those who are more they think the same way. So there are ways to measure. A lot of time it's in, if we're talking about performance, how many people are being promoted, or even if we can look at aggregate levels of performance reviews, the numbers and ratings, and like those type of number based measurements to determine what, if we're meeting the goal and what needs to change.